Buddy the dog. What are you doing, pal? Come running up behind me there. You're ready to get into some adventure? Well, I wish it was happy adventure. But you see, my new toy here, we pulled it up here in the shade and I was cleaning up on it. Now it won't start. Have no idea why. It'll crank and crank, but it won't run. On the other one, when it does that, it usually is that the fuel solenoid sticks, and I tried my usual tricks with that and no dice. So we're gonna have to figure out what's going on here. And one of the biggest things we're gonna have to do first is the battery setup. We are gonna have to get us different batteries and better stuff here, because this is garbage. I mean, we got two different size batteries, we got terrible cables. My little jump box can't hardly keep up with this. So yeah, I'm considering my options here, but anyway, we'll get into this in just a second. So here we go. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. The white 4150 we just bought. So here's my thinking. Normally, I think it is correct that this has the top post cables. I think that's probably the original cables. But I'm actually thinking of going to stud top batteries. And the reason is because what you can do then, like I could recycle this main cable here I have. If I took it off and had an eyelet put on it, I could put it right to there and then just to get another jumper cable to the second battery. Simple. And then from this one, from the bolt, we'll put a battery cut off, and then we'll go from that, from one to the next one. And I think that's what I'm gonna do, just because that would make it so much nicer. I don't know about all that, like, what have we got going here, folks? He's got another ground run from there to there. That's kind of silly. I don't know, but I get the feeling that these cables probably are not doing us any favors. That's kind of why I'm thinking we just need to swap. And I'm wondering if the batteries aren't the reason I can't get it started, because what I'm wondering is my jump box may not have enough in it to keep the solenoid on and also start the tractor at the same time, crank it. So that would be my first step. I ordered a filter here, because that filter ain't no go, and maybe it's, you know, let loose, but it feels like there's fuel coming up there. So we'll find that out when we change that filter. If it's not running fuel up there, then that could be our issue. But I just feel like it's probably from sitting that plunger is sticky and it's not letting the fuel go to the pump. In which case we're gonna have to clean that up real good so that we can get in there, I guess, and pull the top off the pump and try to figure out why she won't run. Why won't you let me love you? You know, here I did all this nice stuff for you, and this is how you repay me. So I'm gonna have to see if I got some core batteries of what I want to use here. I really hate to buy brand new batteries right away, you know. The thing is though, like on this one, these batteries were not doing very good for us either. So, and it is the same idea, see, where somebody used stud batteries. So Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Although they put the battery cutoff on the hot side, which is a no-no. That's supposed to be a ground sort of thing, but they ain't long enough to change, and it's been working, so we'll leave this one alone. But this is the idea that I've got here, you know, is just to rig it up, put a battery cutoff switch on it for the ground, and then live our happy life. Those batteries aren't very good, so I guess what I'm saying is, the point of a minute ago was that even if that one doesn't pan out, I can put the new batteries in this one, and because I'm gonna have to have a set anyway, so that might get me going. But it's just a bummer. I mean, all I did was drive it over here, and now it won't run. And so that's the stuff that happens, you know. But I have a feeling it is battery related, because they had the batteries on the charger, and what I'm thinking is happening is the voltage out of those two batteries is only like 4 or 5 volts, and I don't think that's enough to keep this solenoid on, you know, until the alternator picks up, and I'm thinking that's my problem. So anyway, let me go hunt my supplies here and see. I'd like to have, if I had a couple of those old batteries, just so I could get the spacing measured out, so when I go to town here in a minute, I know what kind of cables to get made, and then we would take the hot cable off so that we can put an end on it. But that's what I'm thinking. I just tried again with the jump pack. She won't run. So we're gonna just start tearing stuff loose here. But isn't that frustrating that I could drive it all the way here with no problem, and now it won't run? I mean, that's crazy. Is that not the size? There. Let's get that off of there. I mean, right out of the box, we're gonna be spending money, and I didn't want to be that way, but I gotta be able to move it around. I mean, yeah. I'm sure that's 9/16 on the frame. See, what I fully expect to happen is I'll go to town, and the place I'll go to get the cables will say we don't have enough eyelets. That's what I look for to happen. But that's okay, you know. That's okay. If I have to, I'll pull it backwards with the other one and get it out of the way. Because see, that's the thing. It's sitting in the way now. And when they want to come with more hay, that's what I'm afraid is going to be our problem here. I was trying to get rid of this, but now I got sadness here. Red pliers. Everybody loves the red pliers. We're gonna have to make a better battery hold down too. I don't like this. Maybe? No? Alright, come on. Ah, jeez, come on. Alright. Now there's plenty of cable. Actually a little too much probably, but we're gonna cut this right here. We're gonna cut this right here. Trying to see if you're still on there. There we go. It looks good, so that's good. Part one here is done, the disassembly. I'll get this stuff out of my way here for a second. Oh, Jack. Exactly how I feel about this. All right. So, assuming we're gonna have plenty of room in the battery box, which we will need a cable with eyelets on both ends to go from up there to where I want to put the battery cut off, like on the other one. I would say 24, we'll do that one. And then we want to say 26, or do we want to just say two 26-inch cables? I'm going to say two 26-inch cables with eyelets on both ends. I need to keep track of this because this is kind of some engineering here. Okay, use your brain, dum-dum. Let's get your notepad out on the phone. We'll start a new note called parts. All right, two 26-inch eyelet cable. So that would take care of our from the bolt to the switch, from the switch back to the first battery. Then we will need a jumper cable from the first battery hot to the second battery hot, which I think it probably doesn't need to be. I want to say 20 inches. I would say 20 inch will be plenty long. Two 20-inch cables, which will give us a jumper from the hot to the hot of the other one and the negative to the negative of the other one. And the beauty of this, I guess, is that I wouldn't have to buy two batteries today, would I? You know, but I should. All right. Two 20-inch eyelet cable. All right. So if I do that, and I get that I need the battery switch, then I need to get a cable put on my other one here. We should be golden. We get these old junk batteries out of here. And yeah. All right. Now we got to go get the hot cable unfed so that we can do what we need to do. Interesting. That battery's been charged enough, it started to bow out on the sides. So, probably not a very good battery. Okay. Just so much stuff happening here. The thing is, I'm not worried about pulling it out. I could pull this out right now. But I gotta take those loose to be able to get it back in. I'm sure the eyelet won't go. And the other thing is, this is very difficult. It's very difficult to get in here. The way the wheel spacing is on this tractor, you are crammed. I mean, the wheels are closer to the frame than they are in the other one. That's gonna be very close. I don't think I'll be able to get that ratchet in there. Oh, maybe. That's just a piece of fuel tank webbing. I certainly hope that there's not much that it's gonna take to get this going again, because that's stupid, you know? Why would you be fine one day and then the next day you cause a guy all kinds of sadness? There's one back there. I guess I gotta crawl underneath. And it's wet under here. Oh. I don't know why this guy likes belts, but he likes to hang V-belts on stuff, and I'm over it. Come off of here, you. Oh. This is a lot of struggles. Oh, gee. I really need the second hand to be able to help, but climb back. Oh, that really hurt. Oh. Oh. That's nuts. Oh. Okay. I took one right to the kneecap there. It's amazing how if you, not even that hard of a hit, but if you just hit yourself in the wrong spot, it can really, it's almost like a paper cut, you know. Sometimes they can hurt worse than severing your limb. Oh. What are the chances that this is going to play ball? Very low, very low. Okay. Now we're going to try to get this. Okay, that's adjusted right. There we go. Okay. He added another ground cable from the starter to the frame, which isn't a bad idea. I mean, but I think I can make it look prettier than what we have here. See, that's a bolt with a nut, so I could put it on the back side and run it inside the frame, and that's what I'm gonna do whenever we get to that point. Okay, we are on our way, friends. We're on our way. And it's not gonna get any easier where I could do it by hand, is it? It's gonna fight me all the way. That's usually the way it goes. Why wouldn't it now? All right. Okay, here's the cable we're going to recycle. It is long enough. I think I might, if they have enough eyelets, we'll cut this end off too and put a new one on both ends. And then we know we're in business, because yeah, this would be super expensive to buy this much, so I'm not going to throw it away. We're going to reuse it. I need to check that inner tube before I leave for town. If I got to get another one, that's for a project for a customer. So I think I'm as far as I can go now until I go to town, get my cables, cutoff switch, batteries, and then we're good to go. That piece of metal in the back of the truck is the hydraulic cover for here. Somebody in the comments said there was a battery lid hanging on the wall, but that was off of that Gleaner combine, so that wasn't for this. These didn't have a battery lid to my knowledge. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna at least have us two of the same size batteries when we're done here, because that don't work. But yeah, I'll get some supplies and I'll get some filters for the fuel filter. I think I'll also get some 1307s and change it on the transmission and the hydraulic shift, the filters. So while we're at it, we might as well start somewhere. So anyway, let's leave it here until I get back. Yeah, I still haven't made it to town yet, but in typical fashion, I decided might as well clean that out and give it a thick coat of the good stuff, because who knows when I would ever have the batteries out again, you know. So that's how she goes. But I am gonna get to town, I promise, and get more stuff. We're not gonna look at the tires, because they've got some pretty bad sins on them in places, but they're just fine for now. So it doesn't do it any good if it doesn't run, you know, but it will. It drove here, so there's no reason why it won't be fine. All right, so as per usual with my luck, they sold pretty well all the cable and ends they had before I got there. But they had enough, and all they had left was this red cable. So I ended up making a new hot cable, and I cut my old one up into ground cables. And I am realizing right now that I forgot to get a battery cutoff switch. So for today, we're probably gonna have to rig it up somehow, which is fine, because I have to make the jumper cables for going one to the other. They didn't have enough ends, so I got some ends at the auto parts store, and I can make it on my own. But yeah, I used all my cutoff switches, I think, putting that cutoff on the yesterday, the 8650, the 1850 is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, first thing we're gonna do is put this new feller back in here, and then we'll go about our happy life. See, different than I envisioned that it would be, but guess what? It's gonna be better. If I do that, that'll go up like that. I need to put it where it doesn't, it can't contact the bottom or the top. So it's cool though, because it's gonna be tons better than it was. Now to do the rest of this, I'm probably gonna have to crawl under here again, which is how I destroyed my knee a while ago, trying to climb out of this mess. This is a 3/8 bolt, and then up there we have 1/2 inch bolts. I'm very bummed. I wish I would have remembered that cutoff switch. So stupid of me. And I don't think I have any more. I could take the one off the 1755 again. Part it out a second time. Alright. We'll tighten it in a minute. The other one I got to do from the back side. So. That's cool. That's cool. Where's it gonna go? I should have put that on there first, probably. Or turn it down by hand a few more times till we can get it on there. That ain't gonna go. There! Alright, that's down. We gotta go to the back to do that other one. So we might as well switch sockets and do this one.
Oh, this is the one we had to use the red pliers on. Forgot. All right. Haha, you didn't get me this time, did you, skid plate? How's our paint doing? Hey, I think it's pretty well dry. That's the only nice thing about it being hot outside. Pretty well. All of your stuff dries instantly. I made a boo-boo though, bending this clamp. I didn't get it right. Oh man. Come on. Well, connects. Shoot. Well, I'm struggling. Ooh. We may need some of that slack out of that cable. Not sure yet. Should probably get the new battery before I tighten this down all the way. Or not, you know, or not. Okay, so what I have here is not enough stuff, unfortunately, because of what they had going on. But I was gonna do one from there to there, which is way more than it needed to be, I see now. See, we can still accomplish this. Don't fret. We just gotta be a little bit more redneck about it when we're done. We'll just bolt the two ends together that we're going to get the battery cut off for today. We're halfway there though. See, that would go up there, which you can't see, but the battery cutoff's gonna be in this neighborhood. I probably made the cables too long. I should have done it different, but there's always that uncertainty of not knowing how it's going to turn out, so it's better to have extra, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they're ground cables. It's not that big a deal. But see, I recycled my old hot cable here into this ground cable, which I think was a stroke of genius. That hot cable's gonna go there, and then we gotta make a jumper from here to here. You see. Then we got to make a jumper from this ground to that ground, because what we're going to have when we're done, which there is the good reason why they're longer, because this one probably going to need a little bit different setup. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Yes. So right now, effectively, I have one battery hooked up. Kind of, not really though. So our homework here, right now, which I have the supplies to do it, we're gonna make a jumper from here to here. And I'm gonna make one from here to this one that's right behind you, the negative there. That up there would be the battery cutoff switch had I not been a moron and remembered to get one. So for today, we'll just put a 1/2-inch bolt through it and be done with it. But I'm gonna have to go to the truck and get my stuff. I got the wire cutters here so we can do our cutting right here. And then we'll do I have the crimping tool just like they have. It's just a hammer driven job. And then I got some heat shrink put on there and make them nice just like that. So it'll be just like it was, except different. I also have the nuts, which I salvaged off my old batteries because the old batteries were top post and stud, so no use to throw those away. So we'll get that. And, you know, we're getting closer to trying to get it going again. All right. He's still there. I got one of these. And I got one of these. Trying to get everything done here. It's going to be difficult to cut this cable. All right. Was I smart enough? Probably not, but to leave myself enough to make this cable, to make both cables. Yeah, camera too hot. I think my cables turned out pretty good. They, I mean, I got all the same stuff they got. Sometimes I let them make them for me. Would you believe that these freaking studs are not the same size? Holy, that was dumb. Well, that ain't gonna get one now, is it? Okay, well, stupidity comes in many forms, friends. What I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to go get some type of thing that fits these. Now that I have arced out and probably ruined it, but not really. I'm gonna go get some 3/8 nuts. All right, try again. Friends, try again. Have we accomplished it this time? I think we did. We tried welding a minute ago, apparently. Welding our batteries together. That wasn't very smart, was it? I don't need flat washers. I thought maybe I might, but we're good. All I gotta do now is just tighten them up. Okay, so we should be all electrified up now. We need to get up, which is the hardest battle. We're gonna try to start it. I hope it fires right up. I hope that was all it was for some strange reason. But I doubt it, because why would we stop there? All right, buddy boy, come on, baby. Nothing. Now, sometimes, my other one, if you just give that thing a little tap see? And she'll fire to life. But that ain't it this time. So we're gonna continue down the line. We're gonna pull this filter because it's awful. And we're gonna see if it's got any fuel coming out. Because if it doesn't, why then we're in trouble. 3352 should be. Uh-oh. Rusty. Come on. Come on. Let's make sure the other one's ready to go. I had that trouble changing the oil on, or the filter on the other one this way. Yeah. We got fuel. Well, that's not good, because that means this is working. That's primed up now. I'm sure that didn't fix it, because there's more issues. I mean, how can something that ran home not run now? I can hear that thing clicking. That's stupid. All right, I got it running. I had to give it a shot of the good stuff. I took off this plunger and moved everything around a little bit, cleaned it all up good. I don't think that's what was doing it. I think it just lost prime for some reason. I also lowered the idle speed so it's not screaming. But everything is so sticky from sitting. It's going to take a little bit of use to get everything doing what it's supposed to be. But we may have to investigate return line situation, because usually if your return lines have a hole in them, that's when you lose your fuel prime overnight. So we'll have to investigate that, but it does run, so that's good. Let's see if it'll fire right back up if I shut it off. It should. Oh yeah. I think it needs an air filter too, because when I put that in, it started to now, it has like a flutter to it. It kind of has a little bit of a, you can hear unevenness. That could still be from everything being sticky as well. I'm sure that that old fuel in the tank is probably not a good thing, but I have no idea how much is in there. We'll have to figure that all out. Man, I see something strange, do you? Other than the fact that the GoPro died. It looks to me like at some point somebody screwed right into the side of the tank with something. Now, was that smart? I don't think so, but maybe there was a reason why. Maybe there's something I don't know. But that's odd, unless it just happened to rub holes in those places and that was his solution. So that's dandy. More stuff to sort out, but hey, she's a runner, and that is what's important here. We got our fuel filter changed. That was also very important. That bothered me because that will self-destruct. But yeah, we just need to dive in and figure out everything that it needs, because I'm sure it needs much, you know, cleaning, attention, just different things to make it more better. That's just the way she goes. But yeah, so far I'm happy with what we accomplished. We got, you know, good batteries in it. So now it will run every time. And we'll get our cutoff switch so that we don't have just a 1/2-inch bolt holding stuff together. And we'll make a better hold down thing, but for today that'll work. So what is leaking? Oh, the steering cylinder. Okay, so the steering cylinder needs almost immediate attention because it apparently is leaking horrendously. So we will deal with that too in upcoming episodes. But for now, I'll be able to move this back out of the way because I was kind of worried that it was sitting in the way. When they bring me hay on the semi, we need this whole area to make the turn. So now we can do that thing. But anyway, enough rambling. I'll call it here and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.